All right, Johnny, how you doing, man?
Ill prepared. That's how I'm doing. I've
Right.
changed
Well,
my
it's
subjects
great to
three times during this conversation.
have you. Awesome, man. Well, hey, we didn't have you with us last month. It's great to have you back. It's always a pleasure hearing what you have to say and what you share, and just your wisdom and knowledge, man, is just awesome. With that, I'm just going to give it to you and go ahead and talk about whatever you want, man.
Well, I think what I'm going to talk about, what I initially planned on talking about anyway, was adhesives, both in the tapes and in the liquids and glues. Because if you've ever
All right.
if you've ever played around with the DIY and building your own stuff, things like super glue is your worst enemy. It will actually etch into your acrylic. If you're real creative, you can actually get artistic with it. But as far as bonding and stuff, I would never recommend super glues. There is a company, and that's one of the things I wanted to touch right off the bat. There's a company called Grip that makes the weld-on products. And these are kind of my go-to acrylic glues. Let me do a screen share right here. I'll show you one of their charts. Let's see right here. All right. Do you see the chart up there?
We got it.
All right. Well, what I like about the Grip and the weld-ons is you can mix and match your acrylics or your materials. Like they have PEG, they have different types of acrylics, ABS, PVC. And what you simply do, go on their chart. Let's say you're going to hook acrylic to PVC. You come over here, pick the type of PVC. Most of the time it's rigid, like you get at most of your hardware stores. You drop down to your type of acrylic, extruded acrylic to PVC rigid, and then it gives you which of their glue numbers to get to best make that bond without deforming, burning, or melting your material, which is something I run across a whole lot. But if you're going to put acrylic to acrylic, here's the acrylic extruded here, and oops, that lit up. And there's the acrylic extruded here. You just come over. 40,
I feel like
42.
I'm in like advanced economics or something.
No, I mean it's actually simple. In truth, 90% of the stuff that I do, you can remember two numbers from weld-on, and I keep them here in the house in bulk, and that's number 16 and number 3. And the reason I keep those two, if we go back here to our typical properties and look under the acrylics, you see here where it says number 3, if you come across, it's water thin. It's like a real fine solvent.
Right.
And then if you go down to number 16, it's also clear, but it's about the thickness of a motor oil. It's kind of almost like a hand lotion viscosity. Have a little better control with it, but it makes more of a mess. And on your cure times, another thing that's really important to me with when I'm working, because I'm kind of an impatient person. See, the cure time, working time of 1 minute with a cure time of fixed time of 2 minutes. 24 hours, it holds up to 80% of the original strength of the acrylic. So you can do a whole lot with this and do it in a very short time. But like I said, you've got a fixture time on the number 3 of 2 minutes, and then on the 16, you got 10 minutes. So both of them are pretty quick. And I kind of like that about it. Like I said, the main thing I use it for is mix matching my materials. Month before last time I was on, let's see, the last time I was on,
like with that chart there, like what would they reference that into in pertaining to building what type of, like what would you use that exactly for?
Well, you have to know what materials you're working with.
Right.
For example, let me see, where's my flashlight here. All right, this is one of my play around fire bottles, right? The top material here is PEG. It's a PEG plastic. Then I've got an ABS plastic hooked to a PVC plastic. And if I use the same glue on all three, this would not hold.
Right.
It'll bond two of them just great. The other one will go flying off on you. So you kind of have to understand your materials. And once you know what materials you're working with, you can use their chart and find the right glue to make the right combination. And depending on how you plan on applying it, like I said, you can use like the number 16 in this tube is just, it's like a real weak toothpaste or a hand lotion. And then this is number 3. It's just liquid water, but it's almost instant bonding. So if you're holding if you got 2 pieces you're having to hold, it's a lot easier to hold it for a minute than it is for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, other types of adhesives. Now, if I'm building, like let's say I'm working on something where I need to have a filler and I need to build up on it, then I'll usually just resort to 2-part epoxies, 5-minute, 10-minute epoxies. But these are not known for scarring the acrylics, which is extremely important. I had a sample around here somewhere, and I don't know where it's at, but it clouded up. All I did was run a bead of that super glue on top of it. And I mean, it was a real thin bead, but it just etched it out where as soon as the super glue hits air, it starts fuming out, and that's how it cures. But those fumes are toxic to the acrylics. And I've not found an acrylic yet that it won't discolor or disform. So that was one thing I wanted to talk about. The other thing is tapes. This is my best friend. This is called gaff tape. It's not duct tape. This is actually gaffer's tape. It's got a real strong, hard, sticky back. It's matte black instead of glossy, where like with your duct tapes, they're kind of shiny. See how shiny that is versus how flat that is. And, of course, when we're working with light, we want to absorb as much light as we can, not reflect it. And I actually use it, page on it like this. Now, there's your portrait scatter, buddy.
Goodness gracious.
I can scan some big ones with this. Now, this is actually one of my main.
Trying to scan
tubes.
an airplane?
Right. Well, this is actually one of my favorite tubes. I like solid colors, and I like working with light excursions lights. Let's see. Get this thing to light up here for me. I don't know how bright that's going to show up on this deal here.
Pretty good.
But well, it's actually supposed to be green. It's actually blowing it out. These lights are unbelievably bright to be as small as they are. But
Johnny done went Texas on us.
yeah, I go big. But the thing about the gaff tape, and kind of the reason I wanted to show that one, is see how much I've got blocked off here so I can get my hand a hold of it. When you're working with long tubes, and you're just trying to hold on to the connector itself with all this weight out here, that's putting an awful lot of load on, between your flashlight and your connector and your tube. So now what I can do, because I've blacked it out, I can actually hold it and balance the flashlight with the tube. And now they're rigid. They're more solid. I can get a little more aggressive, I guess you would call it. And another neat thing that you can do that this particular tube has, let me shut her off here, put a regular flashlight on it. Now in the color filters, right, we have the neutrals, just the clear do-it-yourselves. The little white one that comes with it. Well, what I did is I've actually got a black one, but it's clear just like this is. This is a color filter that I cut the threads off and glued it into the end of my tube. So now I can take a little plug and I can put all the LPB stuff right in the end of my tubes. And like I said, that's just that. All this is a LPB fitting, clear, just like the little white ones you get in the deal. Cut the threads off, stick it in the tube, and now you have an instant LPB extension for any of your light tubes.
That's good, man.
The other thing, like the glitter sticks, the thing about the gaff tape is it's a non-residue, which is real important. You want to be able to peel the glue off without leaving all the sticky glue part of the tape on your equipment. Let's see, where's the bag at? Oh, yeah. Okay. Here we go. All right. A lot of times, instead of using the glitter stick as a wand, I will use it as a drag tool. But when you're using it as a drag tool, you've got as much light hitting you as you do whatever's in front of you. Well, this gaff tape, because it's non-residue, will come off. You can take it, strip it down, and do a half wrap on your glitter tube. Then when you light it up, I bet you I grabbed too wide a gaff tape, but that's all right. I can just cut it short. See, now, when I hit it with one of these real bright lights, oops, now there's no light on me at all. If I flip it, you can see the difference. Well, now I can literally take it, holding it in both hands, and I can just kind of wiggle it and wobble it like this. And I can actually do like the disco drape curtains. I actually put one on my Instagram. Give me 1 second here and I'll show a sample of what that effect is. That'll give you this effect. Just by doing that slow wiggle and drag, but I'm standing directly behind the glitter stick. If I don't put something on the back of it, like the gaff tape, I'm as lit as whatever's in front of me is. I can do this and drag out silhouettes, or I can use it as a background, then bring a model in and pop them and have them standing in front of it. Pretty cool little trick.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
The other one, I don't have a sample of here. I thought I had a roll of it, and it's called friction tape. It looks like electrical tape, but it's actually made of cloth, and they're usually sold in the same area, places like Walmart, but it's called friction tape. And you can use friction tape in places where the wide roll is not like on the tubes. It's great to run it down at the length of the tube. But in some things you want to layer it out or just block out certain points of light. Like I did the blackouts a couple of episodes ago. You can do that with friction tape, stuff of that nature. Let's see. The other one, hot glues. Black hot glue, you ordered online, just look it up. This makes great filler. I use it in lieu of epoxies a lot of times, but again, material matters. The material matters, the purpose you're going to use it for. These are all things you need to think about. But all this stuff here can be done by the home user. Experiment, 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 right? The biggest trick to it all is knowing what material you're working with. To be honest with you, that's all I got for tonight. I'm a little lacking. Like I said, that house been kicking my rump. So.
I was to hit on tape. I was trying to find an example real quick. Give me 1 sec. Can you talk about, while I look for some, talk about that box that you got behind you? I want to know more about that thing.
Oh, well,
that's nifty right there, man.
That's my toy there. Well,
right?
actually, I got permission to actually talk about this, so I guess I can. These are actually our collar filters that I've made modifications to. The top two rolls are collar filters. I do a lot of two-handed work, so I always have things in pairs. But ones like this one right here, I can take this particular one. Let me see. I'll have to hook up a blade for that. Actually, I can use this right here. No, I can't either. Fiber optics, that's what I need. Where are the fiber optics? There we are. All right. This one here is a yellow collar filter, just a plain yellow collar filter. I went inside of it with some metallic red nail polish, and I just painted the entirety of the inside of it. And then I took a little, I don't have my pen here, but I took a little sharp pointer and I made scratches in the nail polish. And what that does, connector out of here, is it makes a two-toned fiber optic. So now I've got a fire brush using the regular, it's just the colored filter that comes in the kit, some red nail polish, and just something to scratch it. And you start with a real tiny scratch, you test it, scratch it again until you get the color balance. Like I said, you can see the red and yellows in that. Until you get the balance you want. You can do something very similar with the blue color filter. Oh, but with the blue color filter, well, actually with any of the color filters, this next little trick will work. You take your color filter, you drill some T90 holes in it, in the gel of it. Let's see if you can actually see. I don't know if you can see the holes I've drilled in there or not. I think I've got it at a good enough angle. See, now if I take that and I pop that into here, screw it on. Now I've got me an ice optic. And this works real good with the colored fiber optics too, because the ends of the tips of the colored fiber optics are white or whatever flashlight color you're zooming through them. But you've got that outer coating that gives it one texture. You throw a color filter on it that gives it another color texture, and then you've got the white going through it. So you can really get creative with just making real small holes in a set of color filters. Let's see if I've got another one here that just really pops out.
Hey, Johnny, can I share something real quick?
Sure, go for it. I'm just filling in like you asked me to.
Right. So you were talking about the, let me share my screen here. You were talking about tapes. Here, everybody see my screen there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's how I'm doing like the patterns that I do on the ground. I actually take electrical tape in the universal connector, and I tape it off. Sometimes I'll tape over the entire top of it. So the neat thing about that is the universal connector is the actual light painting tool. With the colored filters, you can screw that in and get different kind of colors and stuff like that. But literally just the universal connector on the top, I tape off the top, either put a hole in it, and that's how I get that the drawings on the ground that I do. If anybody's wondering, like the spirals, but that's how I'm doing it.
That's a perfect example of it. But like I said, if you just say tape the end of it, right? Well, if you say just tape the end of it, and somebody grabs like Scotch tape and then leaves it on, that is the world's Scotch tape is the world's worst for leaving residue on your equipment. But if you do if you do a search for things that non-residues quick or clean release is another keyword you can use to find your tapes. And these you can actually use on the face of your blade. You don't have to worry about it. I think on like standard masking tape, some of them come in different colors, but like on a standard masking tape, if you actually read the instructions on them, it'll say up to 6 weeks clean release. Because after that, it's just a long curing process. But once it cures, now you're looking at having to use solvents or something to get that stick off of there, get that sticky residue off of it. And the more you rub the acrylic, even the first time you do it, that you scrub it out, you may end up actually fine sanding your blade and blemishing it. Tubes are real bad about scarring real easy, so you want something that'll either release real quick and real clean, or something that's not going to distort it by fuming it or burning it, chemical burning, stuff of that nature. And again, that's a matter of combining your knowledge of the material you're working with the glues and stuff properties. Oh, get that back in there.
Good stuff, man.
Oh, and somebody had asked me last time I talked about my frozen shampoo bottles. And I guess I didn't clarify. The movie Frozen did promotions, and they had Elsa and Anna on these little bitty shampoo bottles. And I just took the sticky off of it, cleaned it up with some peanut butter. Yes, I snacked as I went. That was pointed out to me in one of our little deals.
Wait. Back up and explain the peanut butter. Back up and explain the peanut butter, please.
I'd actually covered it in another episode where we were talking about cleaning materials. Peanut butter has peanut oil, natural vegetable oil in it. The grit of the peanut butter acts as a compound, a polishing compound. So it's like using a mineral oil with a mild polishing compound, and it will clean off. Like I said, I mean, you can see there's no scars on this, and I know it's not going to show up very good in video, but that deal was stuck to this bulb.
So like the glue, like from the factory and manufacturing, like
where they
will take all that off and
exactly, and it'll do it with very minimal time. I mean, I do a lot of stuff with translucent pharmaceutical bottles, soda pop bottles. If you ever peel the outside, you got that one little streak that always has the glue on it.
Yeah.
Well, peanut butter's the best thing I've ever found to strip that off. Peanut butter and a paper towel.
Huh.
That's
And
good.
Said, you can make some killer.
It is.
You know, you can make some killer DIY light paint tools. I mean, that to me, I love this thing. That's a nice little bulb.
Yeah. What
Brenda Shampoo was in the bottle? I don't know. It was a Disney sanctioned product. There ain't no telling with them. It just had Elsa and Anna on it. So of course my two granddaughters had to have it. So I got two of them. And here's another little trick. Taking some 3/4 PVC couplers on your smalls. I don't have to fish around in my bag to find that other bulb when I'm looking for it. Just by gluing, that's two fittings that I just glued together, and the LPB, all the LPB products will screw right into them.
There's going to be a shampoo shortage now. Everybody trying to find these.
Oh, I go in there. There's always at Walmart and Walgreens, the little discount bottle bin. They've got blues and green, all shapes of bottles. And I raid those on a regular.
Right. Hey, Johnny, Dale said, fill it with liquid and do some arm curls, man.
No, it looks a lot better if I ain't got nothing in it. I can fake it.
Right. Well, great stuff, man. Does anybody have any questions for Johnny? Anything that he went over there? That was quite a bit. That was good stuff, man. Or, even Jason at the, if anybody has any questions for Jason too, if you thought of anything. So, anything else you want to go over, Johnny?
That's about got me covered, unless y'all want to get into electronics. That's a different world.
Save it for next time.
That's a totally different setup. Yeah, we ain't even talked about the spiral jib yet.
Right.
No, that's
all right,
it for
Johnny.
me
Well,
tonight, bud.
Yeah, man, that was great stuff. Appreciate you being on here and sharing again, man.
All right, brother.
Hey, hold on. Anita wants to know what was the mist tool that you started with, your little mister?
Yeah.
It's a hand sanitizer or a room sanitizer. Let me see if I can find one on Amazon right quick.
Hold on, squeeze the trigger and show them what it does.
Roy just shared. He's got it on there. He shared a link in the comments there.
Oh, okay, good deal.
So, yeah, portable mist spray.
Yep, I call it Mr. Mister.
Yep. Thanks again, Johnny.
Uh-huh.
Let me screen share here. All right, let me get over here. All right, so I'm gonna close this out. Let's go ahead and do some image shout outs, man. there's been a lot of great work coming into the group, like some just really, really cool stuff. I really enjoyed, have been enjoying a lot of what everybody's been sharing, and keep it up. Yeah, just keep sharing all this beautiful work. First shout out at Ryan O'Connell here. He just, this is so intricate, and just the symmetry is so cool. And anybody that just looks at this, there's a lot going on here. And to pull all that off into one image and to be that uniformed, it's pretty impressive. So he's doing some fantastic stuff. I just wanted to shout him out there. We've got next Kevin here. Man, this was really cool with the hands and the ball there and the fibers. I really love this image, and I couldn't tell if those were actual hands or if they were modeled hands, or didn't know enough about it, but I like the detail there. It's nice and sharp. Beautiful image. We've got, oops, wrong button. Let's click on here. Corey, man, you do some awesome portrait work. Enjoy seeing, and your models, every time you share an image, your model is perfect, man. Just the lighting, really sharp and crisp. So keep it up, keep sharing, enjoy your work. This one I found hidden away in the comments. Really cool. I think it was Ryan originally had asked about the does anybody ever cut their fiber optics? And that's where I found this. It was down in the comments, so it was a kind of like a hidden gem there. Pretty cool image. Love the fiber work here. So great work. This one really cool with the orb work. The symmetry is really cool. I love the blue. Just wanted to share that one there. And Christina, just with the high school stuff that she does, I saw she had some other images that she shared with this along with it. Just the setup, Chris Bauer inspired, with the water droplets on glass, doing the light painting underneath and shooting from the top. Really cool. Loved it. This one, I don't know what it was about this image, but I kept coming back to this. Every time I see this, I don't know what it is, but it just pulls me in. It's probably that blue, that turquoise blue that you see there. I'm a sucker for that color. But really cool image. Enjoyed it. Daniel, the serpent blade, man, he's been running wild with his blade since it came out, and he's been doing some really cool stuff. I love the strobe effect right there, just that pattern. I kept trying to think how he was moving the serpent tool, to create that effect. I'd like to hit him up and see if he could demonstrate that. But
all these
really
guys
cool
that's using that amazes me. I just love the artwork I'm seeing pulled off. I would have never thought that blade could have done so much.
Yeah, it really has. It's a fun tool. It's a really cool effect. You can do a lot with it, and it's awesome, man. And we've got Dale here. This was cool, man. The blue here with the strobe effect. I enjoyed that. The flower effect with the spirals, and really cool. Wanted to shout you out. And DJ Exposures again. This was a really cool, well lit. Love the tones and the shadows and the body and the highlights. Really beautiful image. And John, this was really, really cool. Now, he shared the original photo where he did the fiber work, and then I believe this is the composite, if I'm not mistaken, but it's absolutely beautiful. It works either way. You do you know what I mean, as far as composites and sharing it, and there are people that appreciate it. I appreciate this image, and I think it's beautiful and very well done. And they look fantastic even without the star look. It looks even more fantastic with the star, with the like she's in the galaxy. Absolutely love this image. Stefan, this is really cool, man. It's not Stefan, is it? No. How do you pronounce his name? Knight.
Steven, isn't it?
Is it? Because I've heard his name a couple different times come up. I don't know, but man, he does some. he's our friend from Australia, and I'm gonna have to apologize to him directly for that one. But man, he does some awesome work, and his symmetry reminds me a lot of like what Tom does with them guys. There's some light painters that their symmetry is just mind blowing, but he does some really cool stuff. Love the mirror idea right there. Just wanted to share that. So, and that is it. I think that's all I got. Let me close back out of this. Yeah, so that is it for Light Painting Brushes Live, May. We'll be back. Now, the June edition, there's been a lot of requests for overseas, doing something for them, and we'll do it actually earlier than, 8 o'clock my time here on the East Coast. We'll do something, maybe 3, 4 p.m., just so we can get more of the people in Europe and there in the UK involved. And I'm hoping in July too, when I did that post earlier last month of, just kind of gauging where everybody was at in the world, I didn't realize we had so many people from Australia here. So in July, I'd like to do something for Australia. I'll have to coordinate the time because I think that's a huge time difference there from my time locally here on the East Coast. But to everybody that joined us this evening, thank you so much for being here. Thank you to Johnny, Jason, and Zach. Appreciate you guys so much. And I'll see you, and we'll catch you guys in June.